everyone, Steve Blacknell here. It's Rock Tales time again. Anecdotes from the famous, or in this case, the assembled cast. May I introduce, first of all, Michell Deyna-Hayward. Is that how you say it, Michelle?
It certainly is.
Well, very nice to have you on board, and nice to have a nice lady on board for a change.
Who's that?
I think, well, yes, exactly. Or in your case, a lady, yes.
Thank you.
We also welcome a barrage of Johns, fresh from a tour of his own brain. We welcome John Otway.
That's me.
Hello, John. How are you?
Fine.
And have you dyed your hair?
Oh, yes. Very recently. As you can tell, the roots were terrible. I was starting to age in years over weeks. So. I've had the same hairdresser for like years and years and years, and I remember getting in touch with him to say, "Can you do my hair for Top of the Pops?" So he's been my hairdresser for that long, and, so just recently, I had to start doing it myself.
God,
you go into the chemist and you don't know what colour to go for.
You should get a cup of oxide, I can imagine.
Well, having never dyed my hair at all, I just go with the dark brown one. But
this is ash blonde dark. Just in case
I think it looks
the copy.
What do you think, Michelle? Do you think it looks all right?
Beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And we welcome also all the way from where he lives, John Altman. John, welcome.
Greetings. Good to be here at last, fighting my way through technology. 2 days of technology. Doing my brain. Looking forward to a non-technical weekend. Nice chat with you guys.
Well, you're looking like a million lira, John, as always.
Thank you very much. Very kind. Really kind. It's good to see you too. I haven't seen you for many days now. Yeah.
It's been a while. And last but least, Mike Berry. Mike Berry.
Greetings, folks. Nice to be here. This motley crew.
God,
John Otway, you're a neighbour of mine. You live in Southfields, yes?
Yes, that's right. Yes, Road.
I used to see you wandering around, and I didn't deign to come and say hello to my local superstar. So I lived in, I think literally around the corner. We used to see you wandering around like a lost soul. But
no, you should say hi, because I love being recognised.
Yeah, all right. There we are. We actually did do a gig together, you and I. I was with a band called the Tex Maniacs, which were a country western band, and with Hank Wangford and oh crikey, I can't remember all the guys now. Gary Taylor on bass. Anyway, we did a very posh club in town. I'll tell you who else was on. This is how long ago it was. It was with who had Fanny the dog?
Julian Clary.
Julian Clary. But what was his name? Somebody else. What was
the Mary Whitehouse Experience?
No, Joan Collins Fan Club.
Joan Collins
Fan Club, and with Fanny the dog. And that was how long ago we did this gig. John, you were on it, and I'd never seen you before, and I was very impressed. You head batted that mic beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought
yes.
John had hair before he started doing that. It's all that head butting, isn't it? And you got a nice haircut, Mike Berry. You looking very smart.
I've just had my head sharpened after 5 months, and God, did I need it? I was coming out of a tent, and it was my hair. It was ludicrous. Yeah.
Well, you're looking lovely. You're doing a great impersonation of yourself, as always, Mike.
This is the shortest it's been for about 50 years. I'm not even that old.
Well, okay, moving swiftly along, Mike.
All right.
But you were something to do with the origination of the wooden wheel, weren't you? You were something to do with that.
Not quite.
Okay. Anyway, okay, so here we are. We're all here, and we also welcome John Mason and Dave. What's his fucking name? Dave Beeching. That's it. Who are part of this said station on YouTube. I'm Steve Blacknell, and for the rest of the festivities, I will be guiding you through this mire of shit. So let's just have a think about the worst gig. Anyone? John Otway, let's go to you, because you've played some quite appalling gigs, I know. What's the worst gig either you've been to, John, or in fact you've done yourself? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's quite funny because I'm preparing for my 5,000th gig, and I'm actually making a list of every single gig I've done. And as part of that, I've been trying to pick out my favourite ever gig and the worst one. And the worst one I can remember is the police picnic in Toronto. And I'd flown Wild Willie Barrett out there, telling him that I was really doing well in in North America. And we went on to this police picnic thing, and the police are, I think, probably about 20, 30,000 people in this field.
No.
Boiling hot day, and they were selling watermelons to cool people down at the front of the stage. And we got into, I think, about 3 minutes into the first song before the first bit of watermelon hit the stage. What's happening was Stuart Copeland's drum kit started to look a bit like a fruit stall. And I think we managed 1.5 numbers before we were dragged off. And when we were dragged off, we were dragged off instantly to sort of like to the radio caravan where they were basically doing interviews. And the interviewer started by saying, "Hey, I've seen people go down that badly before, but not that badly, that quickly."
I bet you felt good. Yeah, made it.
Yeah, so that was that one. At the moment, number one of the bad gigs.
Did you get paid for that, John?
Yeah, I think we did get paid.
Oh, you got paid. That's an insult to injury, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good.
You're paid in melons.
Yeah, so you're a millionaire after that. Sorry
Johnny
about that.
Johnny Altman, you with the slick hair, my God.
Yeah.
So John, what about you? We know you as an actor, of course,
Yeah.
but you're a bit of a rock and roller. I mean, you look like you didn't get the job in. I'm just trying to Bill Haley at the moment. So basically, but what about you? Worst gigs you've been to, or in fact done yourself? Can you think of any?
Worst gig. I did a bit of busking in London one time. I was doing really well with my mate Ian Brady, lead guitarist, me on 12-string. Saturday afternoon at King's Road, we had that whole selection of songs we used to sing. And suddenly this big black boot appeared as I was looking down. The money was cut. We were coining it in Saturday afternoon on the King's Road. Big black boot came and kicked over my can of special brew. I looked up, there were 2 burly police officers, and we almost got arrested. I think probably the most embarrassing was a sad gig. I don't think of a really bad gig. I was in a rock theatre group called Pip Simmons back in the mid-70s, and we played would you believe it? I don't know how the director got the gig, but it was in Denmark. We played this sort of like it was like a mental home, I think, or an asylum. And mind you, if you saw our show, most of us looked a bit like the inmates, and. In the middle of the show, one of them climbed up on the stage and started joining in with us, It wasn't just a rock gig, it was like a show, there was a theme to it as well. And it was Edgar Allan Poe, The Master of Red Death, I think. No, that was the Dream of a Ridiculous Man show. But anyway, yeah, so I had to stop the show, and one of the cast got the guy and I led him off, and I think people were wandering up and down all throughout the night. So it wasn't the best of gigs on that tour. We did do some good ones, but it's a bit sad, really. But there you go. It's not every day you play a lunatic asylum, is it?
Well, at least you remember it.
Yeah.
And Mr. Berry, you've been playing gigs since the breakout of the Crimean War, haven't you? I mean, I don't know.
That's me.
What any memorable ones when you've really, really screwed up, or something's gone horribly wrong?
There was a band one we did. I remember we did Hornsey Town Hall in about 1963 or 4, I think it was, and the Kinks were local, and they just had. I think You Really Got Me was like number 1 or something. Anyway, we did the town hall with Mike Berry and the Outlaws, and the drummer set up he had this brand new drum kit he bought specially for the band and the rest of it. It was a fortune to buy. Anyway, we were all set up and ready to go, and the music started up, and this big old-fashioned curtain rose. And on the bottom of those old-fashioned curtains, all the gold loops and that. And as the curtain went up, it caught the bass drum tap. And the whole kit went up in the air, and we were trying to be cool in front of the Kinks. And the whole kit went up in the air, and then suddenly the thing broke and it crashed to the floor. Talk about an uncool start, and I was so embarrassed, but we ploughed on. But that was one incident. The other one I can think of that something you must never do. I was doing pantomime in about 1965 or something, and I'd been to see Tom Jones the night before. He was at a local club. But the next day I had a matinee, and I didn't know, I'd forgotten. Anyway, I was walking past the theatre, and I was supposed to be what was I? I was Silly Billy or something. I can Prince Charming. I can't remember now. And I was walking past the theatre, and I thought, oh, there's some music on. I wonder what's on. And so I went through the stage door, and the guy went, ballistic, where the have you been? He said, the show started. And I heard this voice on stage going, Colin, oh, Colin. And it was the principal girl who was old enough to be my mother. And so I quickly rushed to get into my 17th century costume. And I rushed on with my National Health glasses on. And it was just a nightmare. And just don't ever be late. And the guy that was directing Alex Munro. You ever remember Janet Munro, that beautiful film star?
Oh, yeah.
And Alex Munro in old time. And he was jumping up and down. He's about 4'3" with his hands in the air, jumping up and down like a lunatic. And I don't think I ever lived it down. I didn't work again for Tito Burns, it was for. So, yeah, but a lot of laughs it wasn't.